Hey, welcome everybody. Here we are, CP Cards and Dice, playing Game 3 of the 1988 NLCS between the Dodgers and the Mets. The series is tied at 1 apiece. First game went to the Mets, 2-0 shutout. And then it was a 4-0 shutout that went to the Dodgers in Game 2. Amazing pitching performance by Tim Belcher. And now it's Game 3, and this is going to pit Oral Hershiser versus Ron Darling in what stands to be a very, very exciting game. And it's going to be Sachs leading it off for the Dodgers, second baseman Hatcher batting second, at first base Gibson in left field, batting third Marshall in right field, batting cleanup Shelby in center field, batting fifth, batting sixth is Scioscia the catcher, batting seventh is Hamilton the third baseman, Griffin batting eighth at shortstop, and then Hershiser is the ninth place batter. This is APBA Basic. We're going to get started. You have our stealth dice tray, dice tower, and that's all she wrote. Let's get started. They're both fielding column 2. And let's get started. That's going to be a ground ball to... Actually, you know what? That changed. That's going to be a ground ball to third, over to first. That's going to be Jeffries to Hernandez, one away. Hatcher's next. We're going to hold the cards from this point on. Makes it a lot quicker. And 64, that's a 41. A 41 is an odd ball, and that's a first and second on error, so it's a comebacker to the pitcher, Darling, who picks it up and throws it over the first baseman's head, and that's going to roll in the corner, and retrieving it quickly is the right fielder Strawberry, but Hatcher makes it to second. So it's an E1, a two-base error, and it's Gibson. And that's a 25. That's a 12 is a 25 with a runner on second. That's going to be a line drive right to the second baseman. Hit on the nose, but right at Backman, and it's Marshall. 2 outs. Hatcher takes his lead off second, and that's a line drive base hit center field, and that's going to score Hatcher, and the Dodgers are up 1-0. Mike Marshall comes up clutch. Shelby now. 36. That's going to be popped up. And a 33 is going to be a pop-up to the third baseman, left side of the infield, and that retires the side. But not before the Dodgers pick up 1 on the error on 1 hit, and they lead at 1-0 after half an inning of play. Now, I'm going to take a quick sip. It's going to be Willie Wilson. Mookie Wilson, excuse me. Not Willie Wilson, Mookie Wilson. It's a 29. That's a ground ball to the first pitcher, right at Hershiser. Picks it up, throws out Wilson. Greg Jeffries. Nice card on Jeffries, and that's going to be a double. That's lifted to the gap, deep. It's going to roll to the wall. Retrieving it is Shelby. Gets it in quickly, but stand-up double with 1 out for Jeffries. Good card. He's got a 5 at 22, a 6 at 44. These are actual lineups, so you may remember these games. Ooh, that's line drive. Caught by the second baseman. Sachs right there. L4. And Keith Hernandez. Oh, that's going to be perhaps extra bases. See what happens here. 63. And that's going to be pulled down the line into the right field corner. After it is Marshall around to score as Jeffrey. The game is tied, and it's a 2-out RBI double by the captain, Keith Hernandez, the Mets announcer extraordinaire. Next is Darryl Strawberry, and that's going to be a walk. First and second with 2 out now, and Kevin McReynolds. Oh, 63, and that's a line drive, but right at the center fielder, Shelby. And that retires the side, but not before the Mets on 2 hits and a walk tie up the game. 1-1 going to the top of the second. It's going to be Mike Scioscia. And that's going to be a ground ball to the third baseman. Jeffries up with it, throws him out. One away. Hamilton next. It's a 61. That's a ground to short. Shortstop Johnson fires the first, and they get Hamilton. Griffin up next. And 29, that's going to be a comebacker. Darling. 3 up, 3 down. Bottom of the second, 1-1 the score. Johnson is leading it off. Johnson has good power. It's a 51. That's going to be a walk. So Johnson walks. Oh, that should be Carter. Excuse me. Let's see what Carter has at 51. It's going to be a base hit. Oh, no, a 9 against a 9 is a ground out to the shortstop. 1 away. Wally Backman, 55. That's an 8, and that's going to be pop 5. Third baseman right there, Hamilton. 2 out, and it's Ron Darling, 41. It's going to be a ground ball third base. And that's Hamilton fires the first and gets Darling. 3 up, 3 down. We go top of the third. Oral Hershiser leading it off. 46. That's a fly ball. Shallow right field. Strawberry there. Makes the catch. Steve Sachs. 45. And that's a walk. Ball 4. Sachs on at first. And he's always a threat to steal. Mickey Hatcher now. 45. Oh, 37. That could be a pickoff. And it is. They get him at first base. Yep. Caught him napping at first base. 2 out. And that's a ground ball. Shortstop Johnson fires the first. And that retires the side. Willie Wilson leading it off against Oral Hershiser. Hershiser pitched game 1, and that's lifted shallow left. And right there is the left fielder Gibson, makes the catch. Jeffries, who doubled in his first at bat, 15. That's line drive base hit for Jeffries. He's 2 for 2. Jeffries has good speed. Hernandez, there goes Jeffries. Stolen base, safe under the tag. And it's going to be popped up by Hernandez. That's going to be second base. 2 out. And Darryl Strawberry now with Jeffries on at second base. 23, that's a strikeout. And that's strikeout number 1. And the Mets leave 1. Don't score in the bottom of the third. It's 1-1. Gibson leading it off against Ron Darling. And that's going to be base hit for Gibson. So 10 at 51. Pretty good number. Mike Marshall now. Marshall with good power. 32. That's a ground ball. Second base. Backman flips to the shortstop. Johnson over to first. Not in time. Fielder's choice. 4-6. 1 out. Shelby now. That's a fly ball lifted shallow left. McReynolds there for out number 2. And Scioscia with 2 out and a runner on first. 23, that's popped up. Right side. Running in is Strawberry, makes the catch, and that retires the side. They leave 1, score none. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It's McReynolds leading it off. It's a 44. That's a line drive base hit center field for McReynolds. Hit that right on the screws. And it's Johnson with good power. Oh, 44. It's going to be an 8. Now against an 8 pitcher, that's going to be an out. It's going to be a grounder to the first baseman. Hatcher over to the pitcher. Hershiser covering. 1 away. And that's going to move McReynolds to second. Gary Carter, 36. And with a runner on second, a 33 is popped up. It's going to be the shortstop. Griffin calls for it. 2 away. And Wally Backman. 26. And that's a swing and a miss. Curveball got him. Strikeout number 2 for the game, but that's out number 3. Mets leave 1. And after 4 complete, 1-1 the score. Big game for both teams. The series is tied at 1. This is game 3 of the 88 series. And that's a 33. That's a 0. We're going to go into the second column, and that's going to be lined into the gap, and that's going to roll to the wall. And here's a throw to second, and Hamilton's safe with a double. Griffin is next, and that's going to be an 8 with a runner on second. That's going to be a ground comebacker. Darling up with it. Hustling the third is Hamilton. And it's going to be Hershiser now with the go-ahead run at third base. Infield is going to play back. Still a little bit early. Well, against an A pitcher. You know what? We're going to play it in. Let's see what happens. Oh, Jesus. Foul ball. That's 2 foul balls in a row. That's a 54. That's going to be a 32. Strawberry's a 1. It's going to be fly out. Runner to oh wait, no, he is a third. So this may be an RBI or fly out. Runner scores. S out at home. Hamilton is not an S. So sacrifice fly, and that's going to be the second run of the game. And the Dodgers are up 2-1 now. Steve Sachs. That's a grounder to short, and that's going to retire the side, but not before the Dodgers pick up a run on a hit. And they lead it 2-1. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Ron Darling leading it off. It's a fly ball. Lifted shallow right. Went away. Right there is Marshall. Squeezes it. All right. It's Mookie Wilson, and that's line center field. And right there is Shelby for out number 2. And Jeffries, who's 2 for 2. See what he does here. 36. That's going to be a strikeout. Strikeout number 3 and out number 3. 3 up, 3 down for Hershiser. Hatcher up next for the Dodgers in the top of the 6th. That's a 52. That's going to be a grounder to third. Jeffries up with it, fires to first. And they get Hatcher, Gibson. Gibson is 1 for 2. It's going to be a grounder to short. Johnson throws on the run, 2 down. And Marshall. Snake Eyes. That's going to be pulled down the line into left field corner. Marshall around first, hustling in. Here's the throw, and he is safe with a double. 2-out double for Marshall. Next is Shelby. Pitch from Darling, 55. That's an 8. Be an out. That's a comebacker. No, that's a grounder to third. And Jeffries over to first, and that retires the side. The Dodgers lead 1. They lead it 2-1. We go to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Keith Mex Hernandez. That's a fly ball lifted shallow left. And running in is Gibson, makes the catch, 1 away. Strawberry next, 22. And that's going to be driven into the gap. And that's going to roll to the wall. Hustling after it is Shelby. Strawberry to second. And the tying run is on the second base now. McReynolds. Here's the pitch to McReynolds. That's, 21. That's popped up left side. And in comes Gibson, makes the catch. 2 out. And it's Howard Johnson. 62. That's a swing and a miss. Curveball got him. Number 4. And the Mets leave 1. They get a hit, no errors, no runs. And at the end of 6 complete, it is Dodgers 2, Mets 1. Hershiser dominating. Sosha up 56. That's going to be a strikeout. Strikeout number, what was that? Strikeout number 1? Wow. 34. That's going to be a strikeout. It's going to be a Y, I believe. Yeah. All right. Hamilton. 1 out. Top of the 7th. Dodgers lead it 2-1. 35. It's a 39. That's going to be foul back. 63. Popped up right side. Strawberry. Back goes Backman. And Strawberry calls for it. Makes the catch. 63 for Griffin up next. And that's fly to right as well. And Strawberry right there makes the catch. Retires aside. 3 up, 3 down for Darling. The kid Carter is up. Here's the pitch. It's a 45. It's going to be a base on balls. So Carter on at first. Bachman. Carter's going to play it safe. 46. That's a 31. Fly out to center. And Darling is going to bunt. 56. 34. See what that says on bunt. Sacrifice runner on first. 34 is a fielder's choice. 5-6. 2 out. And Darling is on at first. He's fast, so Darling can move and groove. And that's going to be a 16. That's a chopper. Shortstop hustles in, throws on the run, and gets Wilson by half a step. 6-3. Retires the side, and the Mets lead 1. And after 7 complete, it's 2-1 Dodgers. Oral Hershiser is leading it off. And that's lifted to right. Towards the line goes Strawberry, makes the catch, 1 away. Top of the 8th, 2-1 Dodgers, 45. That's a base on balls. Some action in the Met bullpen now. Mickey Hatcher, 66. That's going to be trouble. And that's going to be a 43. That's going to be a double. We have to quickly look here at see what the book says about a 6 double over first. F scores with 2 out, and he's F, so that's going to be an RBI double. 3-1 now. RBI for Hatcher. And that's going to be all, and we're going to get a lefty for the lefty, Gibson, who steps in the plate. And don't have a lot of pitchers because, you know, this set only comes with 20 cards. We got Cohen actually pitches in this game as a relief pitcher. Maybe we'll have to bring him in just to get us out of this inning. Let's do that. Bring in Coney. Coney's coming in. He's going to be orange. Pitched to 2 at least. All right, here goes. Here's Gibson. Against Cone, 14. That's lifted to left. Shallow. McReynolds there. And that's 2 away. And here is Marshall, 24. That's a strikeout. Curveball gets him. And that retires the side, but not before the Dodgers pick up a big, huge insurance run here with the 1-out double by Hatcher. There was a walk to Sachs and then a 1-out double to Hatcher. So 1 hit, 1 run. And the Dodgers lead it 3-1 now. It's Jeffries leading it off for the Mets against Oral Hershiser. 51, that's going to be an 8, which is going to be a ground ball to, actually popped up, third baseman. 1 away. Next is Keith Hernandez, 22. It's going to be line drive, base hit. So the tying run is at the plate now in Darryl Strawberry. Oh, that's deep drive to left field, opposite field. But it looks like the left fielder, Gibson, is right there. So 2 outs, and it's going to be McReynolds. Oh, that's a deep drive. He got all of that. Game is tied, folks. Wow. Took that fastball and drove it deep into the Shea parking lot in left field. And the Mets have tied this ball game off the 2-run shot by McReynolds, and I know that Hershiser wishes he had that pitch back. Johnson with 2 outs, 3-3 ball game in the bottom of the 8th. Oh, and that's going to be a 63. That's a deep drive, opposite field, right field. Back goes the right fielder Marshall to the track and makes the catch. And that retires the side. But not before the Mets score 2 big ones on 2 hits. And they lead it by a score. Oh, I'm sorry. The game tied 3-3. Now, I'm going to bring in a new pitcher. Pitchers for the Mets in this game, McDowell pitches, and we're going to bring him in. He hasn't pitched yet, McDowell. There he is. Roger McDowell. And McDowell is going to be blue. Now this set only comes with 20 cards. So we really don't have, you know, all the players in the world to be messing with. We may have to pull a double switch here, simply because of the situation. We don't have a lot of pitchers, so we're gonna pull a double switch, and we're gonna pull Johnson, who's 0 for 4, and we're gonna put Kevin Elster batting ninth. Elster is gonna bat ninth. Gonna make the Mets a 39. He's gonna bat ninth, and batting sixth is gonna be the pitcher. Who do we say? McDowell. Okay. So Elster's gonna bat after Backman, and then it's gonna be McDowell batting where Johnson was. So we won't see him in a while. And he's a 2Z, a BZ. All right. He's gonna be facing Shelby in the top of the ninth, 3-3 ball game here at Shea, beautiful downtown Flushing, Queens. 63. That's a fly ball lifted to left. And it's McReynolds there, went away. Next is Sosha, lefty batting catcher, 64. That's a strikeout. Curveball, got him. And it's Hamilton. Pitch to Hamilton, 44. And that's going to be a fly ball, center field. Mookie Wilson there, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Gary the Kid Carter leading it off. Who do we have pitching? Hershiser's still in there in the bottom of the ninth. 53. It's going to be an E6. Ground ball to short. It's off his glove, rolls away from him. The Kid hustling down the line, and he is safe at first. Backman next. It's a 51. That's an 8. And an 8 against an 8 pitcher is going to be a grounded to first. That's going to move Carter to second. And he flips to the pitcher covering, Hatcher to Hershiser. And 1 down, runner on second. Elster's up, shortstop, 56. 34 with a runner on second. 34 with a runner on second is going to be popped up right side, short, second baseman, Sachs, 2 out. And Mookie Wilson, 2 outs, runner on second, 64, strikeout. High cheese gets him, and that is strikeout number 5. Out number 3. Mets leave 1, score none. We go to the top of the 10th, extra innings. All right, gonna have to start changing this now. Extra innings. All right, let's see what happens. Here's Griffin, 31. That's a base on balls. And we're going to get a pinch hitter, Woodson. Actually, you know what? We're going to wait for, we're going to bring Davis in. Davis is going to come and pinch hit. And then we're going to bring in Howell to pitch for the Dodgers. And he's an AXYZ. All right, so runner on first. He's got speed, so we're going to bunt with Davis. See what happens. 52 at 27. A bunt with a runner on first, 27. Is going to be 2 strikes on batter. I'm going to try to bunt a third time. 65, 35. And 35, runner on first. Oh my goodness, that's going to be a double play. Runner out at second, batter out at first. 2-6-6-4. F batter safe at first. And Davis is safe, so he makes it safely to first. So it's a 2-6, fielder's choice. Fielder's choice, 2-6, 1 out. And Davis is on at first. Here's the pitch to Sachs. 1 out. 62. Fly ball right field. Strawberry 2 out. And Hatcher. 16. Grounded is short. And that's Elster flips to Backman for the force, and that retires the side. And we're going to get, 6-4 right here. Okay. Gibson's going to be leading off the 11th inning. If there is an 11th inning, let's see what happens here in the bottom of the 10th. Jeffries leading it off. He's got 2 hits today already. 26. That's a strikeout. Howell. Howell strikes out Jeffries. Next is Hernandez. 36. It's a strikeout. 2 out. And bottom of the 10th, Strawberry. Good power. 27. That's a strikeout. So in comes Howell. Strikes out the side. Go to the bottom of the, top of the 11th now. Score is tied at 3 apiece. Big 2-run shot by McReynolds in the bottom of the 8th to tie the game. All right, Gibson's leading it off. 54, that's a deep drive to right field. Back goes Strawberry to the track, to the wall. Jumps, makes the catch. Wow, what a great catch. Gibson, I thought, was going to put one out here. Marshall, 16, grounded is short. Elster fires the first, 2 out. Shelby now, the batter. 2 outs, 34. And that's a grounded to third. Jeffries throws him out. 3 up, 3 down. That was the 3rd inning for McDowell. Actually, yep. And that'll be it for McDowell. Remember that we don't have as many pitchers as we should, so we're having to kind of allow certain pitchers to go a little bit more than they normally would. McReynolds. And McDowell. Myers is going to come in next. Myers is going to be yellow. Oh. Hopefully this game ends now because I'm running out of space. All right, McReynolds. Leading it off against Howell, who's green. Thurston Howell the third. That's a Gilligan's Island reference. 25 against an A pitcher. He popped up. Third base, 1 away. All right, so we're going to get a pinch hitter from McDowell. And then we're going to have Myers coming in. Dykstra is going to pinch hit. Lenny Dykstra. Bottom 11. Okay, here's a pitch to Dykstra. Oh. Got to use the cup. That's sacred. 25. That's line drive base hit for Dykstra. So Dykstra gets on base, and he's got good speed. Gary Carter now the batter. Oh. 63, and that's lifted center field, shallow. In comes Shelby, out number 2. And then it's Backman next. '66. Oh boy, that could be the game. That's driven deep over the center fielder's head. And that ball is gonna bounce 1 hop off the wall and being waved home. He's an F. F scores. And let's see if Dykstra's an F. And Dykstra is an F, and ball game is over. And that's a game-winning RBI double with 2 outs by Bachman, and the Mets win it by a score of 4-3 in dramatic fashion here at Shea Stadium. And it was Howell led a hanging slider, and Bachman got a hold of it, drove it deep over the center fielder's head, 1 hop to the wall, and the speedy Dykstra came around to score, and Bachman's being mobbed by his team, and the Mets win it by a score of 4-3. Game 3, they go up the series 2-1. The win's going to go to Myers, gets the win. Actually, no, I'm sorry, McDowell gets the win. McDowell went 3 innings, gave up only 1 walk, no runs, 1 walk, and strikeouts 1. So he's going to get the win. The loss is going to go to Howell. Howell went 1 2/3, 1.2, gets the loss. Gave up the 2 hits there. And the 1 run, he walked none, struck out 3. And that's the ball game. So he gets the loss. Howell gets the loss. Myers never came in, so we can just scratch him. And McDowell gets the victory for the Mets. Mets take a 2-1 lead in the series, and that's all for today's second game of the day. I played Game 2 and Game 3 of the 1988 NLCS, in which, although the Dodgers won it, I don't see how. I truly believe that this is going to be an easy series for the Mets to win. We'll see what happens. Take care, guys. CP Cards and Dice saying so long. Mets win it by a score of 4-3 in the bottom of the 11th.